Today, my dear sewing friends, we're going to be making these cute bows. These are almost entirely no-sew. There are a couple of places where hand sewing will take place, but that's about it. So sewing machine is definitely not needed. And we're going to be using our knit fabric scraps. So grab those. The more colors, the better when you have nice, interesting prints. And these are great for stocking stuffers, party favors, and as gifts to your loved ones. As mentioned, go ahead and grab your colorful or solid knit fabric scraps. We will also need hand sewing needle and thread. To adhere the bows to the clips, we will need hot glue, or you can use any other glue of your preference. And of course, we're going to need these clip bases. I do get these off Amazon. They're about 2 inches long or approximately 5 centimeters. I will link them in the description of this video. From the fabric scraps for each bow, we're going to cut 2 rectangles. The big rectangle is going to be 3 inches by approximately 5 inches, and the small one 1 inch by 3 inches. Don't forget that this size is not set in stone, so depending on how big are your clips or what you intend to do with your little bows, you can of course come up with your size that fits you. I will start by threading the needle and tying it in a knot at the end and grabbing the big rectangle. I'm going to place it wrong side up, and then I'm going to fold it like so, meeting the ends in the middle, and then one more time, once again, meeting the ends in the middle. This is what I have, and since this is a tutorial, I'm going to be using a contrasting thread in my needle, but in your case, use the thread that matches. What I'm doing here is simply sewing these ends together so that way they hold. However, I don't want to overlap the fabric because otherwise it's going to create quite a lot of thickness in that area. Once done with the same needle and the same thread, I'm going to place it right over here and bring it out, and then flip the rectangle to the right side, and here I want to do a running stitch like this all the way right down the middle. Bring the needle and a thread through, and then of course gather it. This is starting to resemble a bow. Now I'm gonna grab this thread and wrap around the middle so that way the bow is more pronounced. Once done, flip it to the wrong side of the bow and secure the thread in a knot. For the small rectangle, we're going to place it wrong side up, and we're going to fold in the long edges, once again meeting in the middle. When done, grab the bow, and we're going to place the folded side down so that way the right side is nice and neat, like this. On the wrong side of the bow, bring the end to the middle. And now grab a hand sewing needle and thread with the knot at the end and secure it by using hand sewing stitches. Once done, tighten the middle ever so slightly around the bow, bring all the way to the back, and grab your scissors to snip off the extra. Once again, use the same hand sewing needle and thread to secure the other end of the middle of the bow. It might seem fiddly, but I promise you it goes very quick and easy. And my suggestion for you would be to actually make these in bulk, so that way you prepare all the bows at once and then you glue them onto the bases. I think I prefer applying the glue to the base of the clip. Squeeze a nice amount from one end to the other, and then quickly place the bow right on top of it, once again squeezing it so that way you know that it has stuck. Once the glue has cooled, that's it, your bow is ready. Most of the times I love to arrange these bows in sets of 2s, and sometimes I also add matching scrunchies. If you want to see how I make these little cards for packaging these little bows, then definitely watch this video where we made entirely no-sew hair ties and I cover how I make these little cards. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy, thoughtful sewing. Bye!